Hi, this is Frank from Engineer Your Life, and I have a video today, and the one topic I wanted to discuss was a word called transition. Not in the big sense. I'm really just talking about transitioning between things you do every day. This idea came to me from yoga. Now, I don't know how many of you practice yoga, and maybe you have the same feelings when you're at the gym or just in daily life. But a lot of yoga is, about the pose, right? When I was younger, I used to go to yoga and I was always like kind of rushing through the practice. And some poses I liked and some I didn't. As I grew older, I just still focused on the pose and I tried to be in the moment. But another interesting piece was the transition. And I always found it interesting to see how you'd get from one position to another. And I made a note recently that I really wanted to focus not just on the pose, because I'd be like, oh yeah, I can get in that pose and look at me, I'm killing it, right? I'm doing it good and I'm focused and I'm in this position, right? But sometimes I'd go to change to the next position and I'd tumble over and fall and I really wasn't even paying attention to it. And now I try and focus on that transition. And I enjoy when the transition is a little bit odd and a little bit difficult. And you're going from one position where you're maybe, standing up and then suddenly you're on the ground and you're like, ooh, that was hard. But I like that. And I'm drawing this analogy to your daily life. It's important, you're at work, right? But then you go and you're with your child 5 minutes later. How do you handle that transition? Do you do it gracefully? Is it hard to transition? Are you able, how long does it take? Are you doing it? Are you focusing on that transition and doing it with the same intensity as the movement, as the activity itself? It's an interesting thing, and I challenge you this week to really transition gracefully and transition fully. Be doing something, but then move into the next thing and do it well. Even if sometimes transitions are easy, It can be easy to transition from doing work to sitting and watching a TV show, right? It's a very easy transition. It's not so easy to transition from doing something very focused where you're staring at a computer to then interacting with your child, your spouse. You can be shut off. So really the key is to know where you're going and to transition gracefully and get into that next thing and to do it well. It's a very simple thing, but I really challenge you to look for circumstances and really look at your day and see where there are pieces of transition. Sometimes the transitions are unexpected, and it's good to practice. That's another good reason to practice yoga, to really become more flexible, not just physically, but mentally. So I'm both encouraging you to do yoga and to really focus on this transition concept. Sometimes you get like 15 minutes. You're driving home from work. You can, get ready, and it's a slower transition. Sometimes it's like that. So this is Frank from Engineer Your Life, and I challenge you to transition gracefully this week. Have a nice day.